All right. We back in the building. We back in the building. Salute to everybody that's here. You already know I'm Blue Devil, and today we back with another video reaction. We got reaction number 2 of the day, the noon drop. If you guys haven't seen my 9 a.m. drop, make sure you guys go check it out. Westmont Scheme versus everyone. I titled it. Let me see what I titled it, bro. Let me see what I titled it. Okay, the thumbnail reads Scheme apologizes. That's because he did. Okay, you guys want to know what he apologized for or who he apologized? Go check it out. All right, it's on my playlist, Blue Devil Reactions. With that being said, today's video is brought to you by Hawila Media, Mexican influencer Cesar Gastelum, fatally boom by gunmen on a motorcycle while live streaming with friends outside of a KFC in Culiacan, Sinaloa. Now, we reacted to this on the live stream last night. Why You Hating Podcast episode 7. If you guys want to catch that reaction, that was Serio, Doe Hunter, Opina, G the Barber, and myself. I don't think we broke it down correctly, but if you want to go watch it, go watch it. Okay, that's on last night's live stream. But I wanted to do it justice and actually go into detail about this situation, okay, and maybe play some clips that we haven't seen. All right. So look, before we press play, make sure you guys hit the like, hit the subscribe, and make sure you guys go check to see if your notification bells are turned on, bro, because a lot of people are saying they're not getting notified, and most likely the bell is not on. So go to your main page, click on the bell, and then you should have 3 options, bro. Make sure you click the one that says all. That way you're notified of everything that we drop. And if that don't work, make sure you hit the unsubscribe, refresh, and hit the subscribe again. Okay, that may fix it sometimes, all right? Let's get to the top, bro. We're almost there. We're almost at 100K. We'll be at 100K by the end of this year. So salute to everybody. Organically, hard work does pay off, all right? And once again, if anybody out there needs some help with me giving them some game on how to live stream or use the software, the program, or how to, like, hit me up, bro. I got you. Believe it or not, bro, I be helping some of these big time people, bro, that you guys really rock with. They be hitting me up for info on how to do it, and I give them all free game, bro. All right? So make sure you guys tap in. With that being said, let's go ahead and press play on the video. And first, let's go ahead and watch this, and then we're going to switch over to watch this. Okay? Let's go.
No, la moto, la moto.
Inglés.
No, oiga, me sentí bien mal, oiga.
No, esos chavos me han olvidado. ¿Tu número? ¡Pum! Mano, verga para abajo.
Por eso llegó tarde, plebal, el stream este vato,
No,
pues.
oiga, ni cinto ocupa esta madre, mira.
Tardó más él que me cayó y pedí, pero...
Okay. Let me see if I can read it because it's a lot to read. Gastelum, who had over 600,000 followers on TikTok, was shot after being approached by 2 helmeted people on a motorcycle, according to the footage seen by Reuters. A security official from the state of Sinaloa confirmed Gastelum's death to Reuters and stated that a major security operation was underway. On Wednesday, Mexico's federal security cabinet said that authorities are investigating whether the attack on Gastelum may have been related to various posts on social media, in some of which Gastelum made reference to a faction of a criminal group. Federal authorities, together with Sinaloa Prosecutor's Office, are analyzing surveillance cameras and other evidence to identify and apprehend those responsible, the security cabinet added. Mexican President Claudia emphasized on Wednesday that authorities are investigating the incident to identify those responsible. Okay, so what stood out to me is right here, bro. Easy. Gastelum may have been related to various posts on social media, in some which Gastelum made reference to a faction of a criminal group. What does that mean? What does that mean? That means that Gastelum is the guy that got smoked, right? He probably made some distasteful comments on Twitter or on Instagram. He may have put himself with a certain group, or he may have made some comments disrespecting a certain group. Now, we also want to take in consideration that probably like 2 years ago or maybe like a year ago, there was a group of narco dudes in Mexico that had made a huge announcement saying that they did not want no influencers in Mexico. I don't know who remembers that, but I do. They had even dropped flyers from a plane in Mexico with a list of people that they wanted to murk because those people were influencers. And they ended up murking a lot of those people off that list. And that had quieted down for a while. We hadn't heard nothing like that about influencers and narcos in a long time, right? So could this be part of that? Could it be that he's an influencer and Mexico had already made it clear that they didn't want no influencers and he went against the grain? It's no reason to die. It's no reason to die. You should be able to do whatever you want, free will, right? And that should be everywhere, but it's not like that. In Mexico, bro, we know that the cartels are deep and they sort of get away with a lot of shit. It's not like the United States of America where if something like this happens, oh, you're going to prison. In Mexico, things are ran a little different. Sometimes certain people are tied into certain groups and they get the okay to do things behind closed doors and they never get caught. And if they do get caught, usually it's probably a fall guy. Not to say this is what happened, but we can all sit here and make up these ideas, conspiracy theories, but at the end of the day, the man lost his life for being an influencer in Mexico. So could you say that man played with fire because he should have knew better? Maybe so. But let's go ahead and get into the second video and let's see what's cracking. He's right there laid out, bro. And look at his blood, fool. His blood is leaking. Look at that. It's gacho, homie, because people are trying to survive out here, bro. They're trying to eat. I'm sure this guy right here, bro, he had a bright future ahead of himself. Being a streamer with 600,000 subscribers, that's a lot. And people can be like, oh, this is just a bunch of haters. Yeah, I understand that too, right? Could be just haters, bro, but they pulled up and they didn't shoot nobody except this guy. He was the target. He was the objective. They didn't pull up and shoot the other guy, straight to this vato. So there's something that we don't know. Straight up. But I will tell you, bro, if you guys go watch the original video, okay, this is no more. There's nothing there. If you guys go watch the original video of when the gunman pulled up on the YouTuber, right? The reaction time was crazy, bro. That fool took forever to react. They pulled up, still pulled out the heat, pointed it, and shot, right? And I know we can all sit here and say, well, if it was me, I would have done this. We all would have done something different. But this fool didn't even try to like he stood there, bro, and did nothing. Like, even when you saw the gun, it took him seconds to fire. You didn't even try to. And besides that, bro, prior to them pulling up and lighting them up, if you go watch the official stream, the bike pulled up or rode by like 6 times, and the dude that got smoked, the people that were with them, they told him, "Hey, bro, I got bad luck. I mean, I got bad feeling about this motorcycle. Here it goes again." And that fool Gastelum said nothing. Like, fool, listen. Maybe because they're not street savvy, but in the streets, we see a car pass by once, we're already peeping game. You see it pass 2 times, you're already like, what's going on here? You see it pass 3 times, you're clutching with your gun out, bro. Straight up, bro. At least ready to go. You know. And that's because a lot of us come from the streets, the struggle, so we know what to look for. Let's go see if we could find the original video so you guys could see the response time on this fool was ridiculous, bro. What's his name? Cesar Gastelum. Here we go.
I just watched one of the most disturbing videos I've
See? Look. See, I said earlier, I go, right there, if we could have just shoved them off the bike and ran, bro. Look at right there, bro. You could have just shoved them off the bike, bro. By the time they would have got up, they would have fumbled the gun. But again, I don't like to do this because it's the what ifs.
I just watched one of the most
Look. Right there, you could still shove them. Boom. And take off zigzagging. It sounds good, bro. But we know it's not that easy.
disturbing videos
Look.
I've ever seen on social media, and it all included a Mexican streamer named Cesar Gastelum, who has now passed away on live stream in Sinaloa. And it was all due to these men right here in this motorcycle right here. We have all the details to tell you in this video. Cesar Gastelum was literally streaming on live in Culiacan, Sinaloa, right outside of a Kentucky Fried Chicken, when all of a sudden these two men right here rode up on a motorcycle and then did what they did. Cesar Gastelum passed away immediately. But you want to know the craziest part? The streamers actually saw the two men on the motorcycle pass by just moments before, and they actually said that they were not feeling very well after seeing them. He literally looked directly at the two individuals in that motorcycle. Now, I'm not going to show you guys the video.
And you know what? We talked about on the pod. We're like, what if those two fools set him up, right? What if those two fools set up Gastelum and last minute they had a bad feeling? Like, you know, and so they told him, like, hey, look at the bike. Like, they were giving them hints without telling them. So that way he could figure it out and walk away and that fool didn't catch it. And so it just happened because the shooter didn't shoot nobody but Gastelum. So, listen, a lot of theories, bro. One man is dead, family crying. Cartel said no influencers. So who do we blame, bro? Leave your thoughts down below. Leave your comments down below. Don't wish death on nobody. It's already a fucked up world as it is, and you only get one. So let that be the lesson of today, bro. If you have a bad feeling or you feel your life's in danger, make sure you fight till death, bro. Because there's nothing after this. You don't get a second chance. Don't let nobody ever get in your comfort zone, bro. Never, bro. And if you do, make sure you know what you're gonna do in case they. With that being said, I'm Blue Devil. Salute to everybody. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Make sure you guys pull back up at 3 p.m. for the next reaction.